What is one of the most frustrating things that is going on right now? Well, I can tell you what's frustrating to me. It is the fact that we are being told that gas prices are going to come down. We just have to be patient. But yet President Biden says that if we have to, we are going to continue to pay for this. We will continue to pay higher gas prices, higher energy costs, all because of what's going on in another country. That's what's frustrating. But we're also being told by government officials, we're being told multiple lies. They continue to tell us a recession is highly unlikely. However, many economists are saying that no, it's not just unlikely, a recession could be here right now. They also say a recession is something that we should not worry about, but economists say a recession is something that we need to worry about. The fact of the matter is, we could potentially be in a recession right now, but yet many government officials are telling us, no, we're not, and it's not even something they're concerned over. But here's what you need to understand. Over the course of just this weekend, you are going to hear that price increases are only temporary. Don't worry, after we get through the holiday weekend, prices are going to come back down to a more manageable level. Well, they might, but the expectation is that they won't. We also are hearing, as of this morning, that wages will not impact a recession. However, we know wages will impact a recession, and here's why. As people get paid more money, but yet prices are still high, what do they normally do? Well, in some cases, they will go and buy those products. What happens then is we continue to see higher inflation. What the Federal Reserve is going to do is push us into a recession by increasing rates. That's what they're going to do. Now, everything could potentially be fine in the matter of months, and this is what we're being told. But the fact of the matter is that might not be so true. It might take us longer than just a couple of months to get through a potential recession or to fix inflation. And I can tell you right now, I would assume that we will be far into 2023 before inflation actually ticks down to a more manageable level. But let's look at this. Speaking of inflation, here's what we know for this weekend. And this is all coming from ABC News. They're saying that ground beef is up 36%. Pork and beans are up 33%. And even potato salad, which you can make at home, is up 19%. These are three staples that people eat and consume during the holiday weekend. So it makes sense why they use these figures. But here's something else I want you to understand. President Biden keeps on coming out and saying that everything is good. And he says, yes, we have higher inflation, or we have higher inflation than what we want, but we also have low unemployment, and it's historically low. Now, yes, we do have a historically low unemployment, but the fact of the matter is this. When unemployment is so low, this is part of the reason why we're experiencing inflation at 8.6%. Some are also projecting that we are going to see 9% inflation in just 1 week. So if you thought 8.6% inflation was bad, it could potentially get much worse. But here's some good news. Again, I always try to give you some good news and some bad news because that's kind of what we're hearing at this point. But we are seeing supply chain pressures. They're somewhat decreasing. And this could help fix inflation. But at the same time, economists are saying that this is not going to be an overnight fix. It's going to take some time. But here's what you need to keep in mind. Even though the supply chain pressures are somewhat lifting, they aren't lifting quick enough. And I say this because gas prices are still fairly high. Diesel prices are still elevated. We know there is still a worker shortage, and that's a big cause for concern. We have over 10 million open positions. We have about two open positions for every one person on unemployment. And this is something that's huge. Again, these are all things that could potentially fix our supply chain, but at the same time, here's the problem. If we fix the supply chain, what would likely happen is we would likely see more revenue. We'd likely see more growth. And what happens with growth? Well, we won't see a recession, but we could potentially see higher inflation. And if we do see higher inflation, according to multiple reports, the Federal Reserve is going to have to crack down on that, and that will likely mean they boost interest rates by quite a bit. Probably a little bit more than that 75 basis point rate hike. And if this means a 100 basis point rate hike or even bigger, well, that's exactly what they're going to do. But here's another big issue. And this is something I don't think a lot of people are talking about. I mentioned this last week when Senate Minority Leader Mitch McConnell brought this up. But Senate Minority Leader Mitch McConnell is now threatening the $52 billion bipartisan bill. This is the bill that they're calling the Chinese Competitiveness bill, where it would actually make the United States more competitive against countries like China. This would also help us actually produce chips, semiconductors. But here's the problem. If Senator Mitch McConnell is threatening this bill, this could potentially hurt chip makers. And if chip makers cannot make their chips, that's actually going to hurt almost every industry related to tech. Now, if this happens, and there's even more of an issue pushing tech, then a recession is technically just months away. So there's a lot of issues going on right now. And one thing I can tell you is nobody has an answer. You would expect to think, okay, President Biden, he's going to fix this. No, he's not going to fix this. He cannot fix this. He doesn't have the power to fix this. Then you think, okay, well, he's putting all the pressure on Congress. So Congress is going to step forward for obvious reasons. They don't want to lose in the midterm election, right? Democrats don't want to see themselves lose the majority in the House and the Senate. And now President Biden is stuck with a Republican Congress and he's a Democratic president? No, Democrats can't afford this, so they're going to do something, right? Well, not really. That's not the plan. The plan is to just continue moving forward in the hope that the American people see that, okay, Democrats tried. That's their plan. They tried. Now, I can tell you right now, it's going to be a very, very difficult election for Democrats if they get nothing done. And this includes COVID funding, the $10 billion there. This includes a $52 billion bipartisan bill. This includes eliminating student loan debt, right? That's a big one. And if President Biden doesn't get this done, well, I can tell you right now, there's a lot of people that are going to be very unhappy. This also includes any money that's going to go to climate and also lowering prescription drug prices. Because I've been saying this for quite some time, is if Democrats do not do something for seniors, seniors are not going to vote for them. And if seniors do not vote for the Democratic Party or Democratic candidate, then those candidates are probably going to lose because seniors do make up a pretty good poll, okay, a pretty good amount of voters. And so in the upcoming polls, and what we're going to see is they are actually going to be voting Democrat or Republican, not Democrat. So again, we'll see what happens there. But right now, Democrats are pretty lost. They're very lost. They're not getting much done. And right now, the discussions aren't for passing more bills. It's almost to just play defense against Republicans. When Republicans are saying, you guys haven't done anything. You guys are just hurting our economy. You guys are just causing more inflation. You guys are doing this and that. And now we're potentially in a recession. That's what Republicans are doing. You know what Democrats are doing? They're saying, you're blaming it on us, but you should be blaming it on Russia. Russia is the reason why. Well, not entirely. So that's what we know at this time. Again, there's so much stuff. There's so much information out there right now. I'm trying to weed through the truth and the lies. So make sure you stay on this channel. Make sure you, if you can, go ahead, hit that like button on this video, but also consider subscribing and clicking that notification bell so you never miss an update. Because I can promise you one thing, I'm going to spend my time looking to find out what the truth is on every single story, because right now there's so many sides. So again, just want to thank you guys for watching. Have a wonderful rest of your day. Consider subscribing, and I'll see you guys on the next one.